Like I love thinking of something and then trying to make it real. That's been so fun. So that's business, that's YouTube, that's anything. Like everything that I do like fundamentally is thinking of something and then making it real. So I think that's kind of like where my passion lies.
Awesome. So we've talked about business ventures. We've talked about YouTube a lot. So now let's get into like what you have been. Let's get into the nuances of what content you do make and the stories or the the behind the scenes of those communities. So I do want to talk about Pokemon Go. You just said Pokemon Go sucks ass, even though you told me you weren't going to cuss, and then you cussed like 100 times on this podcast.
I didn't say that I was. I got stung, bro. I got stung.
You got stung.
My tongue got stung.
The sting will do it. So if you were to explain to somebody who has never played Pokemon Go, why does it suck ass?
Okay, I'm being a little harsh right now. It doesn't suck ass,
right?
But it does a little bit. So the problem with Pokemon Go right now is that like the game is in a difficult point, I guess you would say, to where the developers Niantic made a ton of money in COVID because everybody was home, and then Pokemon Go had a resurgence, and they had a couple of very key fundamental updates, like remote raids. So like the game was really exciting during COVID. They made a ton of money. Then they reinvested all this money they made into a bunch of new projects that just didn't happen and didn't work. And also they nerfed a lot of key features in Pokemon Go, like remote raids, that were making all of the money and that kept the game so exciting.
Yeah.
So they took those away. So they took Pokemon Go out of the kneecaps in a way, and then destroyed their income while also investing in a bunch of projects that didn't work out. So then they had to lay off a ton of people. So now Pokemon Go's in this weird point to where there's just not enough manpower behind the game to keep it like consistent and updated and like in good shape. And then the things that made it super fun over the last couple of years have all been like highly nerfed and limited. So the game's in a weird place. It really found a resurgence during COVID. It really found a resurgence during like early 2022. And then over the last like year, it's just kind of been like the game's okay, So there's really not much to do. Like there's always events happening, but like I don't know, the events are like kind of mid, and it's very obvious that, like they're low on manpower at Niantic, and like.
Well, if they need someone to organize an event,
I know the guy.
I am here.
This guy.
Niantic.
They do a lot of. Please seriously talk to him if anybody from Niantic is listening. I'm in trouble if anybody from Niantic is listening. But if anyone is, please talk to Hitch. Like the event god. They're good. I will say they're good at one thing. They're very good at events, like live events and stuff like that. They do that whole thing really well.
Yeah, it's interesting. Before we get into the event side, don't let me forget that because I am blasted right now.
So you don't want a prison breasting, right?
I don't want a prison one. Definitely not a prison one. It's interesting that a mobile game that's so important to get out and go catch Pokemon or go to gyms or go
This
to
is the coolest game that's ever been made.
Yeah, or go do stuff in the world has like a resurgence during a time where we were all locked in our rooms. How does that happen?
Fucking miracle, man. I will say so Niantic are the developers of Pokemon Go. As like the community, like we give them a lot of shit.
Right.
Just because like, the developers
every passionate person gives their developers shit.
Yes, right.
We do it in COD, they do it in Halo, they do it in Valorant,
right.
Even though Valorant's they're better than anyone,
right.
They still get shit. So everyone does it.
Yes. Yeah. So I will say, when the pandemic kicked, that was the tough thing. It's like Pokemon Go is a game that's predicated on going out and playing and adventuring. So when the pandemic kicked off and everyone had to stay indoors, everyone was like, oh, like Go's gonna die. Like Pokemon Go will die. Like this game can't survive this because it's just like it goes against like the core what the game is. I will say, Niantic, the developers, made some incredibly quick, very innovative, and very intelligent pivots in the game that made the game super fun, super playable, more fun than it was before, and then more people came back. Also, Pokemon as a concept just had a resurgence during the pandemic, mix of nostalgia plus Logan Paul stuff. Whatever.
I have Logan Paul in here.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of shit, right? So like Pokemon came back as a whole, and Pokemon Go I think thrived because of that. But the game itself, they made some fantastic adjustments and updates to the game that really made it fun and playable from home. I think the thing that makes a video game so great is that you can play them comfortably and fun from home. Yeah. And Pokemon Go is cool because you can do it outside as well. But when you could do both at the same time, that's when the game was the best. Is when you could play it at home, and it was super fun to play at home, and also you can get more out of the game if you went out and explored in the real world, right? but they like
This is the
limited that.
picture I was looking for.
Which one?
This is a remote raid that I did with you guys.
Oh, wait, why
it's
do you have a Volbeat?
It's a picture
The Volbeat.
because this is when we first downloaded the game.
Oh, really?
And we had been watching you and Gilly's YouTube channel. This is Alexis and I.
Yeah.
And it's literally it's probably shown right now, but it's me with a Volbeat fighting a
that's
level
hilarious.
48,000 Latias.
This is you. You're just swiping the entire time to dodge, not get all knocked out.
I'm just hoping you guys take him.
And we did. We knocked it.
And I got him. I got him.
That's so funny.
And this is the picture of Alexis and I doing it at the mall.
So great.
Yeah.
That's so great.
I'm saving both of these and sending
That's
them to Matt. Yeah.
awesome. Okay, that is great. Yeah, so that like the game was so fun. Everybody came back and played. Like Ninja was playing it on stream. Like Tim the Tatman made like 3 Pokemon Go videos. I love the Tim the Tat. Tim and Nick Merckx are like my favorite people.
Oh, you are a Nick stan, aren't you? Yeah.
Huge. Yeah. They never followed me back on Twitter, but they like my tweets.
I got you.
Okay, bad.
Yeah. All you have to do is play in my Call of Duty Creator League, and I might put you guys on the same team.
I've been in since the beginning of this convo. Please get me in. Now I really want to be in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the game was back in a big way, you know, and it was super fun. And again, it's not because that everybody was indoors and everybody was thinking about Pokemon. It's because they made the game fun to play both indoors and outdoors. And that's what made the game research and have so much fun with it.
Yeah.
And then once the world opened back up and then they took away the ability to play the game from home in a fun way, then the game went back to where it was pre-COVID, which was like kind of boring. And like, oh, it's still fun. It's still really good. There's still stuff happening, but like wasn't as fun. And then a lot of people like fell off and quit. So the tough part as the Pokemon Go guy that I found myself in is that the game is it's not as fun to play. The views are great for me right now for multiple reasons, but the game's going to go up and down. It's going to go down because the game's, people are like playing less.
Yeah.
So the challenge is if my active viewership is going down because less people are playing the game, how do I get my views to go up? And that's, again, going back to what we said before, is like, the focus is making videos for people who have heard of Pokemon Go, not people who actively play it.
Or played in 2016 and are wondering where the scene is at.
Right.
And yeah, it's the same thing. I've never speedrun a game in my life. I've watched all of those Summer
Right,
Assault videos, all of them. It's just entertainment,
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.